stream with me, a girl named Bob, here on Twitch TV, once again getting dangerously creative. Ooh! Ooh, it's arts and crafts time. It's been a while. Shush, it's gonna be fine. Shh, shush, shush, shush. So, it is now, 1:04 in the morning of, September 16th, 2024. Ooh, I'm feeling spicy. I'm feeling really inspired. I'm feeling creative. I gotta do things, alright? So here's the premise of the stream. It is now September 2024. And not only are we like a month away from Halloween, and I'm going to get in the damn spooky season as I see fit. Finally, as well as spooky season right around the corner, the Adult Swim / Toonami made anime of Uzumaki is finally coming out after 4 years. After being announced right at the beginning of COVID in 2020, boom, we're finally getting the anime, and I am super duper hyped. And I was just, after seeing the last teaser trailer for it, I've been just struck by the Uzumaki bug. And funnily enough, when I did read the original, the full manga before the show was even announced, I got the book like a couple months right before Adult Swim announces the anime. Read through it. I love it. It's one of my favorite mangas because it's just good. It's just really freaking good. So after I read that, I was already like, do I want to make fan art of this? Like, it's so up my alley. I love Junji Ito's style. I love his stories. He's got a really hilarious sense of humor in certain, aspects as well. Like, the guy is gonna do whatever the fuck he wants, alright? It's just, just unrestrained and yet completely disciplined at the same time. Love it. Just amazing. If you just read his Suchi and also his mangas that parody his actual childhood and him himself, him and his cat one too is great. He's too freaking good for this world, alright? So, Uzumaki, love it. Been wanting to do something with the material for a while, fan art, something like that. And then all of a sudden, now that it's Halloween season, and getting up there in Halloween season, I'm like, wait a second. I should do something super duper creative. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making some Uzumaki-based inspired fan art in a unique sense. Alright, something that truly honors the master himself, Junji Ito, which is, fucking around with reality. So, as the title of this stream says, creating optical illusions inspired by Uzumaki. So I'm going to explain that, right now. So, once I saw the anime trailer, because I still haven't decided what I want to be for Halloween this year, I was thinking of saving up from last year of doing a Pearl cosplay or a Halloween costume, but, I can't find any of the shit to make that viable in person, and the shipping and handling for, the Etsy made actual, independent artist ones. It's just no, I can't go into debt for one day out of the year. So I'm gonna see what's let things boil and stew and bubble over until the creativity juices start flowing. And then once I saw the trailer for the anime, I was like, I know people must have cosplayed as the Uzumaki girl. And as soon as I say Uzumaki girl, you know who I'm talking about. It's not the main girl, it's the girl with the hat. As soon as you type in Uzumaki into Google, the first image, all of the images, really are just the Uzumaki spiral girl. Because it's iconic. It's legitimately a fantastic chapter for that story. It's just, God, that's so good. So I'm like, people must have cosplayed this before. And so I started Google imaging, searching for things, and there was only one tutorial. Let me actually look that up real quick. I'm going to Google right now, opening up the tab on the potato. I'm just going to type in Uzumaki cosplay. we go. Go right to images. And the thumbnail for the video that I saw is by, what was this? Who made this? I'm gonna open this up. Don't you play on me. Don't you do sounds. Don't you play political ads on me. Okay, this is... No. Okay. This is by a cosplayer and YouTube content creator called Eleanor Does Cosplay. Again, if you just Google it, Uzumaki cosplay, just go right into images or videos. It's the only one there. Really good little video, and she's only got 351 subs, and this only has 5,000 views. It's been up for like 3 years. It's really good. That's making a cosplay directly after the Uzumaki girl, okay? Where it's like trying to do the effect of the eye going through the spiral into the skull by just using makeup, just simple makeup. And there's this one cosplayer right here in the Google image searches. It's Spiral Girl cosplay, but it's like on fucking anime Pinterest, and it's really good. It's in color. It's of an Asian woman doing it. And it's the third photo you search for, and I don't think it's the actual artist, the cosplayer themselves, their account who's hosting it, because I don't want to click on this link because it looks sus as fuck, and there's a copyright. I mean, it's at jcaron.nick. I don't think that's the cosplayer, because usually cosplayers have cosplay or their artist tag in the name, but that's right there as well. That's a great cosplay for being in color and just doing all the details. And then, so those were like, oh, okay, those are really cool in order to do the style, but there's a problem with, of course, trying to portray a concave type of style on a convex surface, which is the human skull. The human, the skull is a 3D object, and the spiral is supposed to be going through into the skull. However, you can't really scoop out your skull to make it work, Some people could. If you're missing an eye socket, you already have half of it done. Just go for it. Just go for the gold. You got it going. Heck the eye patches. You don't need to be a pirate. Just go pure manga, all right? So, I was thinking of, well, since we have this little, problem of if we remove the face, we might die. That might hinder the cosplay or the illusion or the fun times of dressing up. I was thinking then instantly, because Uzumaki's completely black and white, is optical illusions. And I love optical illusions and playing with perspective more than anything else. And it's really funny because my eyesight is shit. I can't see the third dimension because my eyes are just so completely fucked up. I have no depth perception. Those 3D optical illusion puzzles, I just think everyone's full of bullshit. Everyone's just lying. There is no sky. There is no airplane going through the sky in your little wiggle wobbles of bullshit. No, those things from the 90s always piss me off. I cannot adjust my eyes to see those. And I think you're all gaslighting me. There is no airplane, alright? There is no bunny. There is no fucking rocket ship. You're all fucking lying to me. However, optical illusions, I love. Because I really do feel like I see the world differently than other people. Like, I can, imagine myself or recreate, situations or images where, from any perspective, whether it's high, low, I myself are large, small, it's the Alice in Wonderland syndrome. I think I might have that. But even in my dreams, I just see perspectives all over the place. And so, what better way to try to pay homage to Uzumaki than by taking a 3D convex, object and trying to do a concave optical illusion that works from not just the profile, not just 3/4, well, that's, profile, 3/4, side view. All right, and it's doable. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So that's what we're going to be achieving in this stream, or at least aiming for. And I just want to say the reason why I'm doing this so early in the season instead of like, this is not the Halloween stream. I already have an idea for the Halloween stream, alright? I gotta play Bloodborne Carp. Oh, oops, I mean Nightmare Carp. What? I can't wait to play my favorite iconic video game character, Nicholas, who for $5 on Venmo will play his iconic victory dance. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh, oh. That will most likely be the Halloween stream this year because I missed out on playing it because of the Elden Ring DLC coming out this year, right at the same time. So that'll probably be Halloween. And so I want to do this now in case anyone wants to try doing these types of tricks and designs for yourself for Halloween. So I want to share this around. If you guys want to take anything that I give you advice for in this video to try out for yourself, go right ahead. This is a learning stream, all right. The more you know, knowledge is power. Imagination. So that's what we're going to be doing. And the thing is, what else was I going to talk? And also there's an Uzumaki spiral eye mask being sold on, I think, Etsy, or one of the quote unquote small makers. I don't know if it's a drop shipper or if it's someone who actually made it by hand, like 3D printed it, and it's their own designs. All I saw was that it was on it. And so what it is it's a mask you can wear on your face, and it does do the carved in eye thing, but then it protrudes out of your face, and that can't be fucking comfortable. There are no pictures of people wearing it, so like I don't know how successful that is as a practical effect, because that just looks like, ouchies, I'm going to rip out my eye while trying to do this illusion. I can't imagine that looks seamless. Something about that just don't seem right. So I'm going to just be showcasing off optical illusions, perspective, and all that kind of stuff on the stream, and that's what we're going to be doing. So happy Halloween, and I am super excited for Uzumaki. This is not a sponsored stream at all. This is just me wanting to do fan art and inspiration and share it with you guys. So let's have some fun. So as you can see, I have myself a fine styrofoam face that is cheap as fuck that I got from Michael's. Alright, so last year I was able to get those 2 black pumpkins, styrofoam pumpkins from Michael's. And this year I went to Michael's for the Halloween stuff, and it's all out. And I'm like, holy God, holy sweet Christ. How is this selection of Halloween decoration so bad this year? Because that's the first reason I went to Michael's, was A, Halloween stuff, and then B, get my materials for this stream. And I was so angry by the Halloween options that I kind of like shot myself in the foot for the stream. I'll get to that in a second. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Just do not practice what I preach, not what I do, okay? I'm already giving a warning, okay? So, I'm in the Michael store, I'm walking around all the Halloween stuff, and yes, they do have an aisle dedicated to Christmas already as well. I was just mad. So as soon as I go through there, they had a pumpkin pillow, like this big, okay? Big, plush, cutout style pumpkin pillow. Alright, like how my Diva pillow is, in the shape of the Diva emblem, and it's fine. It's an orange pumpkin, it's got the stem, it's got the leaf, it's got the cutout, black, cutout, smile, it's got the cutout black nose, but then they gave it, like, giant white googly eyes. It's like, how do you fuck up a pumpkin pillow that badly? They were so close to perfection, and then they were selling it for, like, $50, and but it's 40% off, so you only pay $30, and it's like, no. I was so mad. I was so fucking mad. I was just out of there. All of their stuff is like it's so close to being good. Oh my God, even their neon lights are shitty this year. It's like I'm so glad I got the kitty cat cutouts that I did last year, because those things are oofskis. They are way too basic, bitch. Alright, all I'm saying is that it is definitely made more for the Karens. And I got all my good shit from the dollar store. The dollar store will never do me wrong. Also, fun fact, I really hate Michael's. Granted, we do not have a Hobby Lobby, thank God, blessed. Ave Maria. So anyways, we have a Michael's. But I grew up years and years going to AC Moore. After they went bankrupt, had to start going to Michaels. I hate Michaels so much. I do have a Joann Fabrics around here, but that's hit or miss when it comes to art stuff. They do have mannequin heads, but I was too tired. I was like doing, errands and all that for the day, and the Michaels was the last place I went to, and then I was just filled with rage afterwards. So this was just emotions, all right? Emotions running rampant. So I get to the Michaels. I'm horrifically disappointed, and my day is ruined by their Halloween stuff. And then I start going through the actual store, and like I'm trying to look for the damn mannequin heads because I know they have to have them. I'm in the fabric aisle, I'm in the clothing aisle, I'm in the accessory aisle, and then all of a sudden, like dead in the middle, it's in the plant aisle because it's styrofoam. And it's like, what? So that's how this Michaels decided to organize their inventory. And then not only that, this is the only perfect head that they had that was A, female, not completely a round, voidless face, or B, masculine. All the other ones were just smashed to bits or had all their things in. And I'll get to that in a second, because I did buy 2 of them. There's this one is the least fucked up one, so that's why I bought it. But this is the good one. We'll get back to her in just a second. Her plot line, is gonna play a part in just a moment. So this is a very intricate story, prelude before we get to the arts and crafts. Very necessary. It's about family, okay? So anyways, get there to the aisle, pick out the 2 mannequin heads, and then I need to be like, where do I get the paint? And I go into the paint aisles, and it's just like, oh my god, this is so overpriced. It's disgusting, and it's just like, I'm just pissed off. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to the marker section to see if they actually carry paint pens, because as I've shown off in past streams, my favorite brand of paint pens, aka graffiti pens, though you don't need to use them for graffiti, they are just, of course, paint pens. Right? It's filled with paint. It's acrylic. There you go. Is Molotovs. Molotovs are extremely fucking expensive, but damn are they good. So anyways, I go into the marker section, and they do have paint pens, just like these. Except they're the cheaper brands, which I don't have a problem with, because I just want to do this as a test trial kind of thing. So it's just like, okay. And then they're completely out of black, white, and nice colors. And so eventually an employee comes around like, okay, do you have any of the black ones in stock, the paint acrylic pens? Because they only have one section for the everything else is markers or colored pencils or gel pens, which is all nice and fine, pastels, all that's fine. But I specifically was wanting, acrylic pens, and it's like, oh yeah, no, whatever's out there is what we have. And it's like, you need to come back and check on Wednesdays when we get our shipments. And I'm like, wait a second, today's a Thursday. And I'm like, but today's Thursday, they sold out already. And she's like, oh no, that doesn't mean they come in everyone's. And I'm like, well, fuck off. So again, molding, and what I ended up getting were these. So they were having a sale on these specific markers. These are markers, not paint pens. So imagine a fine tip marker, like a Sharpie, but it's more for like painting and more control over line width. There's a fine tip, which we will not be using during this stream, but still pretty good. I can't see the previews because the computer's like fucking 5 feet away from me, and the laptop's behind me, so I'm going to assume that definitely zoomed in on it. Either way, these are Tomorrow ABT water-based marker pens, and I guess it's Black 915 is the one I'm using. Come on, Logitech, come on. There we go. Ba-ba-da. So they were having a sale of buy 3, get 2 free, so you could get 5 for the price of 3, which I was not going to complain about. So, but also Michaels is really sketchy when it comes to their fucking deals, because, so after that, after like spending an hour worth of my day in that store to get 2 mannequin heads and 5 markers Because, like, what I should have done is, of course, gotten paint and paintbrushes. But I'm like, no, I'm not buying any of that shit. I'm not buying any primer. I'm not buying nothing. I'm just gonna take the markers and get the styrofoam heads. I'm getting out of here because my day is ruined. That's gonna come back to bite me in the ass. Just a little bit, just a smidge. Not enough to ruin everything, but just a tiny little smidge. So I go to the checkout area, but they only have one clerk at the actual, like, person-to-person checkout, and everything else is the self-checkouts, and that one's already loaded, and it's just full of, like, just customers who are trying to flag down any employee they can to get their coupons to read, to get the discounts. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna wait here until the one cashier actually opens up, because I know trying to self-checkout is gonna be a complete nightmare at Michael's. And I don't have problems with any other type of self-checkout except for Michael's. I hate it. It's terrible. It is completely inconvenient. So I go, I finally wait until it's my turn to check out with the cashier. I'm like, okay, so are there any deals on the mannequin heads? And she has no fucking clue. So she swipes them through, rings them up, and then I'm like, okay, well, the pens are labeled as buy 3, get 2 free. And she's like, I don't know how to do that. So she had to call over her supervisor, gets that done, and then she puts them in the bag. I had to carry them in my arms. Like, I had to put them in a bag that I had in my trunk already. So I just get the receipt, and then I look down, I'm like, she didn't charge me for one of the mannequin heads. It's like, all right, I'll take that. So at least I got that for free. Listen, that fucking... I went to a grocery store the other day to get Snapple for half off. It was specifically half off. The cashier charged me full price. I was supposed to get it for $7. They charged me fucking $14 for it. So you know what? The universe balanced itself out. Alright? It takes and it giveth as well. So, the cashier just forgot to charge me for one of the mannequin heads. I'm gonna take that as a sign that this is a blessed stream, okay? So, a couple days go by, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this for my next stream, my next creative stream. But then I'm like, wait a second, maybe I should do some designs real quick, sketch things out, maybe do a test run on the dummy head that looks, kind of banged up, because I did buy 2 of them, one just in case. And also, the other thing I want to point out, that is the difference between these styrofoam heads versus the pumpkins from last year, is those styrofoam pumpkins were coated in a form of protective outer layer. So like a smooth paper. This is just pure straight up styrofoam. There's just indents. It's just pure foam. And yeah, I was like, oh shit. Well, I could paper mache them or just YOLO it. So we're just gonna YOLO it, because when you use any type of marker or water or paint on direct styrofoam that has not been treated, it might melt it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. This is gonna be fine. So, anyways, I was just doing the stuff. I've done some tests, and now I feel that we are ready to do the stream. And also, I fixed the overlay issue from last stream as to why OBS was not, doing the overlay correctly. It was actually Streamlabs. It updated its UI, made a whole bunch of dumb fucking widgets. So hopefully, subs, donations, bits, Patreons, all the dolphins start screaming as usual. If anyone wants to try that out, I wouldn't blame you for that. Someone's got to be Bit Leaderboard champion right now. I mean, someone should test out to see if the overlay works. Just saying. Just saying. Not sponsored, but an absolute fucking sellout either way. So, this is going to be the head that we're going to be designing on today during the stream. So I'm going to put her aside real quick. But yeah, fuck Michaels. I do not like Michaels. I miss my AC Moore. Terribly so. I would like AC Moore back. Why did... We had nice things. Also, before I go on any further, the same day that I went shopping, I did actually go to a Five Below. I actually have a bunch of Five Belows around me. I never go into that store. But I went in there for Halloween stuff, and I came back with the Halloween Little Reaper Squishmallow, who was only $5. And people are probably trying to resell for like $30. But here he is. His name's Otto. Hey, look at him. He's sitting over here now. That seems like a reasonable price for a child's plaything. Okay, so here's the other kind of little thing about this stream is I told you guys how a couple years ago, actually 2022, I bought a bullshit sketchbook. This is the infamous and iconic and legendary bullshit sketchbook, which means this is a sketchbook that I've never shown anyone on the internet or anything like this. If I have ideas, I just give it. So this is full of just one-offs, logo designs, character designs, whatever crosses my thing. It's just zero pressure. Whatever pops into my head, boom. This is the one that I go to. And a couple of my things that have made it online started out here. Let me go get so this is when I entered the Cult of the Lamb contest on Newgrounds. That was the first sketch that I did. And also, this might have been the genesis for hold on, let me fucking find it. Where the fuck is it? Ah, yes. Of the Overwatch Bob Junkrat design. Here it is. There's the original sketch. Rip Bozo. Delicious. Right there. I will be showing off some of the sketches in here, but I'll do that later as a treat, so you guys can stick around and stay to it. But I am using this to do the designs for the perspective-based for the skull. And here we go. All right. Boom. So, let me get this up here. So, since the Uzumaki design is the iconic panel, the splash page of the eye going into the woman's socket, the eye socket, the spiral, it's designed to be seen at 3/4, so it's going into the back of the skull, and the eye gets spiraled into it until she unravels and, gets consumed by the spiral. So the spiral is pointed towards the back of the skull. So that's how that optical illusion works in that thing. So that would be this design up here. So, boom. And that's what all the cosplayers keep trying to mimic, is the actual Junji Ito original design in order to be that girl. However, the problem with that is it can only work as an optical illusion or special effect facing forward. Because once you start doing a concave design onto a convex surface, it gets wonky and it loses the illusion. It just looks like lines that are curving around like an oval shape, but not in a way that works. So what you need to do is you need to put the center focus, the point of this thing better. There we go. You need to put the perspective line, the what the fuck is the name of the point of view? What is it? The dot. What's the name of the actual dot? The vanishing point. Okay, you need to put the vanishing point as close, if not directly, into the eye. Because instead of having it towards the back of the skull, if you have it towards where it's going into the eye, it can work from a 360 angle to make the illusion work. So from facing forward, from 3/4, from profile, it'll create that illusion. I'll make some bigger designs here on stream in order to showcase it. Vanishing point. It's right here. I actually wrote it down. I'm just illiterate. I told you guys. I'm fucking blind. That drawing is obsolete now that Elon Musk invented AI art. Yes. So anyways, I also, so this was the first page I did to test it out. And so I just did some simple tests, and I knew I had a second shitty dummy head, foam styrofoam head, to try it out. And so, that's what I did the other night, alright? So, as you can see, the concept will work, but this one does not. I'm going to point out all the reasons why this one does not compared to the sketch that I did not follow. This one, I was just like, okay, I'm just going to follow the lines of the skull, go around it, see what works, and then I was like, okay, let's try messing with thickness in order to do depth and all that. No. I'm not doing that on the one that we're doing tonight. So, what I first did is I did the eye. The eye is not going to be the first part. The first part that I'll be doing is the actual full skull shape on the dummy that we have tonight. All right, on the canvas that we're going to be drawing on. So, the reasons why this doesn't work is it can work slightly from a 3/4 view. That's giving off the illusion of the eye going into a spiral, even though we're only going to be using circles. Not an actual spiral, but circles that then play off of the dimension, the illusion. So, I did the eye first, which is wrong. What I need to do, and just like in the comic as well, the manga and the anime, this line, the bottom line of the hole, needs to directly connect with the eyeball in order to make it work. Now, you could make it work if you give it enough space. Like, say you drew the line all the way down to the cheek. All right, then you could add more spirals in order to create more depth. But since this tangent is not connecting directly, it breaks the illusion because it leaves too much space in order to be like, wow, that looks like it's not actually going back. And then the other problem is I started to make the circles and they ended up being way too oblongated or ovaled in the wrong direction. Because I naturally have a, what I would say is like a slur, like a physical slur when I draw, because I tend to as right hand just, so I got a speech slur and I got a physical drawing slur. And that was what I was just letting, and you know, this isn't Photoshop, I can't go back in and redo it. Now, this is why I would highly advise people, if you do try doing this, use paint instead of markers, because if you ever make a mistake, you can just easily just paint over it until you get the shape that you want, and that's the beauty with paint. Now, the thing is, I will, if I do commit to this look for the holiday season, for Halloween or anything like that, I will be buying a mask of some form and making the design that I like onto that, because unfortunately my skin is so sensitive. I've stopped wearing makeup. I've given up on the fight, but paints do not work well on me. I will be just red and rashy and broken out in hives for days, so I would rather just wear a pre-made mask with a design on it. But if you do use paints, you know, face paints and stuff like that, you can achieve this by actually painting it on, and the illusion will still work. As long as you then make it so that the lines or the circles line up with the dimensions of your face to give you the optical illusion. Hey, yo, it's Kirby, it's Mush Mush, we got the dolphins back, thanks for that. 87 months, wait, no. Jesus Christ, that is 87. Yo, thanks. We take those glizzies. Good. Boom. Nice. All these squares make a circle. Fun fact, you can also use what I'm going to be teaching you guys in order to, if you don't want to do a spiral, you can do spider webs, you can do squares, you can do any shape that you want. You can even do it like a little like scenic shapes. Like a scenic painting in the background. You want to put the Mona Lisa and be an optical illusion on your face? Go for it. Just AI prompt that shit. So, these tangents need to connect. Also, from the side, the eye needs to be closer to here. Like, this needs to go in further so that you don't see the outline of the eye. That way it gives the illusion like it's actually, you know, sinking in like that, like an actual eye. So these need to connect. These need to be less slanted towards going out, and they need to look like there's circles the whole way in, which is hard. It's gonna be a little tricky in order to go against the actual 3D shape, because again, this is beveled out, this is all convex, it's got the dips, all that good stuff. And then I was like, okay, let's try using the paint marker on this. don't use the paint marker on this. Because it just seeps into all the things, and it took forever, and it's like, okay, well, it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. It wasn't like the pumpkin situation from last year, but it got all over the place, and then I was just like, okay, just did that, and, you know, just my first mannequin. Just don't worry about it. So I do like how the nose came out. The eye, this one, I'm going to be working on to a different design. I'm going to be sketching all that out first before we do that. But now that I have the actual physical model that I tried, we're going to be taking this as the basis of what the reality of the situation is and try to translate it into a design that'll fit the second mannequin and go from there. But yes, if you are painting, you're going to have a much easier time achieving this. And also, I am just going to be sticking with black and white because I just have the black markers and the white acrylic pen just in case there are any mistakes. But when it comes to contrast, the way the Uzumaki girl is designed for color matching is her face is completely white, and then the spiral gets darker and darker as it goes towards the center of the spiral, and the eye is completely white, which makes it pop. Really good contrast. However, with this illusion, you can actually decide whether or not you want it to be lighter in the middle. Like, say you want the eye to be the dead center of that. That will work out fine, and then make it darker going out towards the edges of the design. Or you can make it darker in the center, even with the eye being completely white, you know, if you use your eye, and then make it darker on the so it can be either light to dark or dark to light, because as long as the circles match up to make that illusion of a tunneling effect, a tunnel can be read as either getting brighter or darker. That one is, you know, pick your poison. Player's choice. You can do either one of those. All that matters is the shape dynamics. And I'm going to be doing other ones as well. All right. So, let's start a new page. Brand new page. Let's go. Okay, so. Oh, it ate the freaking thing. Okay, that can go over there. I don't need that. I was like, what the hell? Why isn't the sketchbook? Well, it ate it. It ate the thing. I'm going to use it right here so it can catch my hand. All right, so let's say, this is funny because I can't look at this directly, like, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm going to be drawing this at an angle. So let's see if that makes a difference. So, what we want to do, just get the head going like that, nose, lips, jaw. Okay. And also, these things don't have ears, which is a pain in the ass. Always keep your ears, you know, as, like, you know, probably remember where your ears are. That might help as well. So, let's do this. So, the eye, we want it to go, so let's say that's the other eye on the other side. Yeah, details. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Head goes off the thing, it's fine. So let's say this is the edge no matter what. This is our point of no return because that's where the ears start. So let's say we want the illusion to go out to here. Okay. Now, the eye needs to be right here. You do your little blah, 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 blah. And that's another thing about the markers is you can't do like the crosshatch detail or anything like that. It has to be completely graphic and readable, which is where I fucked up on the thickness lines. So it's like, oh, I could just go back in with the white paper. No, the white pen doesn't work. All right, so as you can see, the circle is starting from right here. So let's try, we're going to draw through the eye as well. So let's say right here, right at that point, that's where the spiral starts. So we'll do whoop. Oh, that's one. Whoop. That's two. And then you want them to get further and further apart as you go. Until... Alright. So, I am going to add more spirals into here. And I'll be getting out the pen real quick so that I can test that out. Boom. Is this the one that I used the other night? No, that one's clean. Because the other one got white on it, and I want to keep using that for the styrofoam dummies so that I don't fuck up my other markers for no reason. I hope everyone's having a great time. I found you, you little bastard. This one. Will the circle be unbroken? Yes. The circle will be unbroken. Alright, so we got the eye right here. We're gonna do alright. So that's the point of the circle. There we go. That's easier to see. Should do the whole outline, actually. Okay. So. Sure. Mouth open, why not? Alright. So. Boom. There's the outline. There is the vanishing point right there. Starts off. So boom. Here's one. Boom. Here's two. Here's three. And then, as you go around, you don't want the circles to be completed inside of... They're going to start making long pulls. Like, it looks like it is getting cut off by the outer perimeter. So these need to look like circles inside of an oval in order to get that perspective. So that's going to be the design that we're trying to go for. That will create a form of illusion of a concave on top of a convex form. Now, another thing that you can add, like say if you were doing spider webs, or to give you a better idea of how to shade this to do details once it's done, is just like how these spirals go out, you can then do other spirals to bring in the inside context, like the inside the form to look even more hollow. So you go against the grain, starting from the vantage point, to then do more spirals. And then once it goes out towards here, you're going to want it to be like that. That's when they start changing into a vortex that opens up wide. So here, you do like that, and then it goes in. And then you can start shading as you want. If you want to do a cross completely going down into the thing, and then also it should be like right here as well. And then there'd be another one that would be right at the corner of the eye. So it gives that illusion, because it can also look like it's protruding too, but it's the same optical illusion. And some of my favorite optical illusions are like, is the hand silhouette... Let's actually do that. Let's draw ourselves some Thanksgiving hands real quick. All right. So if I was to draw you a silhouette of a really cool hand like this, is it waving to you? You can't see that. It's too thin. Hold on. If I drew you a picture of a hand, is the hand coming towards you, or is it behind from you? If I drew a silhouette of a horse who is like this versus like this, great horse. BoJack Horseman would be proud. Is the horse coming towards you or leading away from you? Is this the back of the horse or is this the side of the horse? Is this the front of the horse or is it the back of its head? The ballerina one's really... There's a lot of objects that, depending on its silhouette, you actually can outfocus your eyes to see, like, to be like, whoa, I'm going in and out of what dimension is being seen. The only way that these types of illusions can be tricked is once you add the depth to them. Or, if they're in motion, you have to decide if they're coming towards the viewer or going away. Now, if it's some of those loops where they go directly as a side, profile type of way, you can do those optical illusions consistently. It's great. There's a lot of animations out there who've done those types of tests in order to do that type of trick. There's one specifically, I can't remember the animator. You can look on YouTube. It's well known. Is someone takes a ballerina, cuts it in mid, bisects it from the hip, separating the top half from the bottom half. So you got the head and the arms from the legs and the feet. And it's constantly in motion. And the top half is turning clockwise while the bottom half rotates counterclockwise. Yet the silhouette remains, but it completely changes what direction the dancer's in. That's a great example. So that's what we're trying to achieve right here, is a silhouette that can be read as either going in or out. And if you want it to look like it's protruding, you can. But if you shade it or stylize it in a certain way, it will look as though it's going into the skull, into a 3D object, which is the optical illusion. So I just drew myself these lines right here, okay, that go into it. So let's say I want to do shading or like, styling in order to go towards it. So then I would do, and then severely, boop, 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 and then drastically, whoa, 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 and then and then some of these will come up through there. So then it goes towards it, So that's leading into it. And then you can, you could do the thickness like I did here, but again, it's much easier to do if you can paint over it and sculpt it as is. Now, I'm not going to be doing any of this detail onto this skull. Well, I might, I'll decide. But otherwise, I just want to make sure that I can get the actual profile to look as though it's correctly going into the eye from any illusion. Because here, doesn't work. Again, it gets to be too oval, breaks the illusion. These need to look like circles from the front, and they need to look like circles from the side. They only look circles from the third quarters, which is the same problem that, a lot of the people who try cosplaying as the Uzumaki Spiral Girl, is it only works from one side, either from the front or from 3/4, but not the entire skull. Which is why we're not trying to replicate the Uzumaki girl's complete style, because it would not work. Because again, if your vantage point was all the way up here by the temple, it would work only from a profile view and look really weird everywhere else. But otherwise, this is the type of one that we're going to be going for. And I'm not going to try to play with thickness on the lines. I got way too creative last time. I need to calm myself down. I gotta rein myself in. Alright. So, again, if, I might, turn this into a half mask, you know, stop someplace, probably at the dollar store, maybe even Spirit of Halloween, probably somewhere else, maybe Walmart, and get a masquerade mask and, design it like that, and actually paint it, and, you know, do more. Now, again, if I was to sculpt this would be incredibly easy. If I was to do, I could just do the pumpkin carving thing, and then just, you know, rip out the head, and it's, you know, it's a sculptor, it's fine. But for something that's practical to be worn by a human being to be an optical illusion, these are the tricks of the trade. Alright, vantage points are your number one, buddy. Alright, I should probably read chat at some point. I'm going to play a 60-second ad break real quick, and then we'll go to the mannequin. So please stand by. Yeah, the spinning dancer illusion's great. I love that one. God damn, you guys be talking all night. Oh, I love Gaio too. Gaio's great. I know they're never making Gaio into an anime for American audiences. That's not happening. Oh yeah, it's yellow. So I need to talk more about Uzumaki, the anime, once this little ad break's done. No longer a human thing too, yeah. Actually, always the safest ones. Mm-hmm. Styrofoam is a plant, yes, can agree. It's a major vegetable, alright? Half of us are all styrofoam. Don't worry about it. It's the microplastics, it's fine. Alright, I've caught up. Good job, chat. So anyways, I am very excited for the Uzumaki anime, especially since it's being commissioned by a Western, TV channel such as Adult Swim, Toonami. Uzumaki has some chapters in it that are, a little over the top, let's put it that way, to be translated into consumable media in, any type of broadcasting format that is not, the internet or HBO or something like that. A little, is cable television going to be truly able to adapt this? Gaio's definitely up there for, what eventually happens to everyone who gets the germs. You know what I'm talking about if you've read that story. It's how, you can't make that into anything that can see, U.S. standard cable, censorship, that. But the thing is, there's a specific chapter in Uzumaki. Well, actually, it's like 2 to 3 chapters that take place in the hospital. And all I have to say is the hospital. If anyone who's read Uzumaki, you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. And that last trailer previewed the hospital subplot. And I have no idea how much of that they're going to cover. If they cover the whole subplot, somehow, by the miracle, grace, and glory of God, I'm going to be... I did not watch that Netflix Junji Ito adaptation anime that came out like a year and a half ago to 2 years ago. No, that looks terrible. That looks like shit, and apparently everyone thinks it's shit. No, just no, absolutely not. We don't negotiate with terrorists. I hope there's more anime adaptations that actually use his black and white style to effect, because it is graphic for a reason, to fit the tone and the style and everything else. I am so excited for this. And so that's going to be premiering later this month, I think within like a week or so. But yes, Junji Ito has been notorious to try to adapt into animes. Probably the same level as Berserk, to be perfectly honest, for a lot of the same reasons. But yes, and also, fucking F's in chat for goddamn Jack in the Box boy. That chapter is needlessly brutal. Like, that thing, if you know, you know, and everybody's gonna know him, but he also got advertised in the commercial. Now, the thing is, this anime adaptation is going to be a 4-part special event. I have no idea if it's going to be split into like 1 season or 2. They haven't said anything about seasons, just this is a 4-episode, hour long. So this is going to be 4 hours long. I would say Uzumaki's probably like a 5 to 6 hour like read story. So they either cram pack a lot of things into it, or they're able to get through it because it's faster, because it is animated versus trying to read it. So we'll see. I am very hyped. But damn, fucking Jack in the Box boy, like, god damn, that thing is brutal. Thing is just so mean for no reason. Junji Ito's got a mean streak, and he does not pull punches. Alright, so, let's actually get started. So again, I need to, I'm gonna be having this off camera so I can see it directly to see how I fucked up. Alright, and then I'm gonna put this over here. Boom. Right there. Right off to the side. And now we get out the main event. And I'm going to put the paper plate under it just to make sure it doesn't get all fucked up. Okay, that's good. I can see that. Actually, let me test my audio real quick. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's doing good. Okay. So let's do the actual craft an hour into the stream. So I'm going to be, now the Junji Ito Spiral Girl is from this side of her face. It's cut out. Now, you can just mirror this. Actually, a way that you can do that, if you have access to like Photoshop and like Blender or Maya or any type of 3D thing, is get a human skull, okay, in the 3D, or human face in the 3D, and then try to cover that, paint over that, texturize the model to look like that, and then you can see what the shape would look like otherwise. Another really simple, like easy get around is if you have a means to like a projector, like one of those old school projectors where it's just the light monitor and you just put like a drawing on it and it projects onto a screen. That's another easy way if you ever want to do perspective on a 3-dimensional object of something that's flat, or trying to go into a 3D, like something that's going away but is being printed on 3D. Just use a projector onto your canvas, and that'll show you your lines too. It's an image mapping. Image mapping is very, very handy in this type of situation. So again, I am not drawing the eye first. We're going to draw the shape of the sinking hole in first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some vantage points right off the bat. So right here, that right there is the starting point, right at where the tear duct would be towards the eye. That right there. All right, and then we're going to have to do a circle that goes right under the eye. Okay, we're going to go out a little bit underneath the eye. We're going to follow the ridge up to the eyebrow. Okay, right there. Now, I would also suggest, well, if you're doing painting, you can use pencils on your canvas or anything like that. You can do a sketch draft. Instead, I can't use pencils or anything because, again, this is just styrofoam. It'll just carve into it anyways. So I don't truly care if any of the underlying designs are on this. This is just a diagram to be a blueprint for future designs. Let's put it that way. This is the prototype. All right, prototype should never look perfect, Elon Musk, you crazy bitch. So again, we're in the sketch phase. So we want to go up to the brow, and then we're going to start exaggerating towards above the brow. I actually want that line just a little bit further out there. Boop, 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 boop. We're going to say the circle goes here. Boop, 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 boop. We're going to follow out towards the forehead just a little bit because I'm watching from my point of view. I'm looking at this straight on. You guys are seeing this from top third quarters down. I'm looking at this straight on. So I'm following where my eye can no longer see the outline of the circle as I draw it. So it's going to be here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then here. So there you go. There's your little dots to give you your concept. So you want it to look like it's a circle from up here. See? So if you follow around, you can see right where the edge. So here, the problem I made is I should have followed the styrofoam line right here. On the first dummy, I did not. I just went fucking haywire and I went all over the place. So that goes way past the line of whether or not you can see the shape. So that's looking good. I'm gonna fudge this a little bit more. That's gonna go in there, and then that's gonna go up there. So I got a dot right here that I'm gonna ignore, and I'm gonna connect it the other ways in order to try to make it more of a circle. So now this is cleanup, and then I think that looks good from the front. All right, and now to see it from the side, it looks a little bit ovally. So I'm going to boop, 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 boop. I can then do right here, and then fudge this a little bit. Fudge that a little bit. I wasn't that off. All right, so there's two tracks right here. That's the first one. We're going to ignore that. All right. It's still going to show up, but again, doesn't matter. Also, if you're using a mannequin head like I am, I highly suggest that you use one that's plastic and then coat it in primer, whether it's paint or any other type of texture instead of having it plastic. Or if you do get a styrofoam head, either primer or paper mache and then primer to make sure that the foam doesn't disintegrate. And I mean, if you're going to cast it, you might as well just sculpt a head at that point. But you could cast it, you could use a plaster head, something like that. Anything that retains friction in order to hold up the materials, okay? So I'm looking at this from the side in order to see if the circle's fine. I think the top is fine. It's just right down here. That looks like a circle. And then I just need to make sure that it reads as a circle from front. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to put another one right here. Now, from up front, it's going to look a bit more obtuse, which is fine, because if it's going in, it doesn't matter, as long as the circle's in it. But if I wanted to do boop, boop, boop. Okay, I'm liking that. So, the final outline is going to follow all the ones outside from the perimeter. All right. So let's get going. It's like drawing Spider-Man. Parker, get me more pictures of Spider-Man. I love him. He's my favorite. I wish I was Spider-Man, so I could be loved and loved by others. There we go. Cool. There we go. We got our Spider-Man going on. There's our circle. Boom. So as you can see, third quarters is very easy to get to read. Profile, because I'm using the eye as a vanishing point. It's going to look like it's going into the eye socket. And then front, little Spider-Man-y. I should probably cut this off more towards the tear duct. A little bit. Yeah, I'm liking how that's looking, because this is going to be here, and then boom, 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 boom. And that's going to look, bam. It's going to go right in there. Going for those eyes. I'm going to take those eyes. Spider-Man. All right. I'm going to do some up close little details real quick. just to smooth it out. While I'm doing that, guys, can we look at that? There she is. Okay, there she is. There she is. Miss America. And I'm going to put these two up to next to each other so you can see the differences. And also, if you do want to go with a thick line type of variation like this, you do want the lines to be thicker the closer they are to the outside of the parameter and thinner that they are towards the eye. You want these to be the thinnest lines in the entire design and then have them get thicker as they go around. And spacing too. If you don't want to actually have thick lines, but you want to have a lot of lines in the center and then space them out double towards the perimeter. I really should have bought paints instead of markers for styrofoam. I'm paying the price. A costly price! But a price I must pay nonetheless. It's fine, don't worry about it. I just shot myself in the foot just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's okay. Ow, I stubbed my toe. It really hurt. Ow. Also, using the marker on the styrofoam instantly starts to dissolve it. That's cool. I love it. It's great. Love it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. If you can hold a liquid drink, it's good enough for me. You're definitely not drinking styrofoam every time you get a styrofoam cup. Absolutely not. Okay. I think that's doing good. I'm not going to take away any of the original, the little dots. Because, again, I don't want to waste my really good fucking acrylic pen on this son of a bitch. Oh. Alright, there we go. So. So it's going to start going in like that. And then from the profile, or from the side view, it's going to start going boom, boom, boom. Everything's going to lead back to there. And then 3/4, of course, it should look like a perfect circle no matter what. That is the easiest angle to get it to look like that, even though it's the most convex versus concave, because your eye socket's concave and your skull is convex. Just make a little divot in your eyes. Fine. Who needs eyes? Losers, that's who. Who the fuck has eyes? Spiders are just losers, man. Freaking losers. Unless they're, species is isolated in a cave for generations upon generations, then they're pretty cool. Okay, I think I'm good with that. Where did I put the cap to this? Alright. So, that's the outline that we want to do. I'm going to now draw the eye touching the actual border of this. So, I'm going to have to do this up close real quick because it is a bit more precision instead of trying to draw it like 3 feet from me. Alright, so I want it to be round. Now, I did that one more oval towards the ends. I'm going to try to make this one extremely round. Still a bit oval because of the actual shape of the mannequin. So again, you have to abide by the physics of the object you're working with. So again, if your eye socket isn't as round as like the shape that you want to, you can fudge it by using, paint, or if the canvas you're working on isn't as round, you can fudge it by doing paint and all that. Just keep sculpting the lines, sculpting the form in your image of how you see fit. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Alright, so there's the eye. Let's dare to compare, shall we? A bit more round than this. So yes, draw the outline first instead of where I drew the eye first on the test dummy. Okay. Clean that up just a little bit. Unfortunately, I can't use the smaller fine tip section. Oh, I'm fucking it up. Okay, no more. I'm starting to... Don't get anal retentive. It's fine. All right. Now, I'm going to keep the eye to where it's at 3/4 side view to dot the pupil. Now, it's not going to matter because your eye can move in real life. So I'm just doing this from my perspective. So it might look a little cockeyed. That one I did looking straight forward. But let me see how this does. Boop. Okay. I'm actually going to make the eye even bigger. I'm not going to make an iris for this one, like I did last time. I'm just making the pupil. I'm going to do a different eye style than I did on that first one. Okay, so you got that. I still gave it the little triangle of light cutting into it. Yeah, the marker's already coming off of my hand. It's fine. It's just gonna get a bit smudged. Alright, so that's what we're dealing with. So we're now going to want the circles to come out from the eye and to keep going around following the shape all the way through. Alright? So, don't get anal. Just leave the fucking line width alone. It's just, you know, it's bothering me a bit. Just a smidge. Alright, so I'm looking at this one. I'm looking at the test one. And seeing how my lines need to be all the way through. Alright. So, this is actually the perfect distance for me. I'm looking at my preview. So, I want the vanishing point right here at the tip of where the pupil currently is drawn. So, this is where I'm going to imagine. And then draw from that. But I want to make it look circular instead of oval. Slowly, methodically, circled. Perfect. Perfect. I could even do a smaller one in there. Well, hold on. I'll deal with that later. Do. Oh, that worked out. I just used the finer one. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna do one last right there. Okay, and then that one goes boing, 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 boing. Now I'm gonna start following it from over here just a little bit. Oh, those points actually worked out really great. So this is kind of the same way that you would draw a seashell as well for that type of perspective. And then we're going to do one more where it comes from. Not from here. Well, I could do one more. All right, so we're not going to do the design completely verbatim from that. We're going to do, well, actually, I know what we're going to do. So instead of it cutting in from underneath, we're going to get one more line going this way. And then it's going to stop at the top. Which is going to give off the same illusion. Just from a different direction. It's basically the upside down reverse Uno card. Draw 4. There we go. See? So, whereas... I'll point out the differences. So, this one, it goes boom, boom. This one, the spiral more comes up towards the end, which is how you get that little tiny one. So now you have yourself your sunken design. There we go. I like that. And that's how this one looked too, before I decided to thicken up the lines and learn my lesson the hard way, because you can't undo that. So that is your perspective of what you want for a vanishing point spiral. As you can see, it looks like from the front it's going in. And so if I actually do the lines or any type of shading going back towards the vanishing point by, you know, adjusting the curves onto the skull, it will create that illusion even further. But again, here's 3/4. There it is. It's going back towards it. Here's profile. Well, side profile. It's going back towards it. And then profile. You know what mask it should resemble is, what was his name? Toby from Naruto? I never watched Naruto, but I knew way too many people who liked Naruto. And he was the one with the mask where, like, the spiral design comes out from his eye. That's Toby, right? Everyone talked about Toby, but, like, I don't think he said a single fucking word in the entire anime. Like, 5,000 episodes, and I don't know, everyone's into One Piece now. Who fucking cares about Naruto? I feel like, I watched Demon Slayer the other day, and it's just, like, Gen Z Inuyasha. It's fine. It's just, you know, some things repeat themselves, including Dragon Ball Z, by constantly copying Dragon Ball Z from the prior seasons. It's all the same. It's just Goku. It's constantly Goku. Now, you can then choose how you want to, whether you want more lines. I would say add more lines the closer you are, and then let them breathe the further out they go. You can do more cross-hatching. You can do whatever type of detailing you want. But otherwise, that is the basis for how you do an optical illusion of something going into a 3D space. So again, if I had lines going this way, going into the thing, going like that, going down, so it would be boop, boop, burp, burp, burp. That would look like it's going into the eye socket. All right. Let's see. Let's dare to compare. This is the first test subject, and that's the second. So, I do like this, you know, where it starts off a bit higher up. I put this one a bit more closer to the end. I would like to keep it, like, closer to up here, like this way, in order to keep more of the circles in. But otherwise, I like how that came out. If you can see, like, it's just a bit more circled right there instead of being towards the corner. It's all about where you place it. So again, if you're painting, or if you're using anything that can be erased or covered up, you can even use, because if for foam like this, you can get out hat pins, use string, do it like that. You know, if you do projected matting, that'll work as well. There we go. I'm liking that. No. Just put your line in blue. It's fine. Alright, so I'm going to start doing other details too. Let me take a look at this from my perspective, see what I want. Yeah, this eye, I should have cut just a bit closer. It's a bit too wide, and then bring this a bit further. But I really wanted to make sure that these were indeed circles while looking at it head on. That was my biggest concern. I think I achieved that. There you go. So again, if you guys want to use any of these tips and tricks for yourself, feel free. And we will continue. Well, what type of... Do you want me to go further into designs for this? This is a very good base copy. I really wish I had bought some paints. I want to go, like, crazy deep into this. Well, to be fair, I did thick lines on this one. Do I now do the cross-hatching towards it? I think I might give it a shot. Do I did fuck up that pumpkin last year. I can't get overzealous. I can't get lost in the sauce, guys. I get lost in the sauce too much. All right, let's draw the other eye. I'm not getting lost in the sauce. I'm gonna have restraint. I swear, guys, I can do it. I can keep myself from being a crazy bastard. All right, so this one, we're not doing any irises for these. We're gonna do more cartoon. Well, more stylized, I should say. So that it's just pure graphic. Because I wanted to see if I could do, you know, extreme details on that head. And the answer is no. Vehemently no. Okay, I do like how the nose came out. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the little, like that. Just follow the contour of the mannequin's head. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Made that one a little big, but that's fine. Okay, the lips I'm not going to color in like I did with the others. And also I'm going to draw the bridge to the lips first. I did them later, and I didn't give them enough space to breathe on the other one. Okay, I need to do this one because this is the opposite end. Okay. A good old smile. Just happy mistakes. There we go. Now you might be saying that's a weird underlip, but then, lo and behold, teeth. We got ourselves some confirmed teeth action up in here. Teeth! We got ourselves confirmed teeth. There we go. She's happy. She's having a great time. Tooth! It is a life or death arts and craft project, it is. That's looking a little funky. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I regret the teeth. I instantly regret the teeth. There we go. Don't worry about it. She's doing great. She's having a great time. Now, what I tried doing was the cross hatch on the first one. It didn't. And that's why she's got black lips. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Details. Devil's in the details. Begone, Satan. She's doing fine. All right, let's figure out how we want to stylize this eye now, all right? Because I can't do the bloodshot on here. They're too fine and intricate, so this needs to be completely white. Let's do the eyebrow. So the last eyebrow I did with trying to do each eyebrow looks a little funky. So let's do it just a solid. Okay. There we go. How do I want to do the eyelashes? Let's do one big shape. There we go. There she is. There she is. doing fine. She's ready for her big debut. Trying to keep this extremely clean and graphically red. Okay. Gonna exaggerate the eyelash just a little bit. A bit more cat. Now, I wanted to do the Junji Ito lines on this one, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Because I wasn't able to do it on that one. I think that's flying too close to the sun. I am sweating all over the place. Thank God it's oh my God, look, I'm just sweating all over the place. Just ugh. I do want to give her just a little bit more. I don't want to give her too much of a bottom eyelash, but just a little bit. There we go. That way it doesn't take too much from the top lash. Not like it matters or nothing. It's called style. Alright? It's good. Why'd I give her teeth? She's doing great, okay? She's doing great. She's doing great. She's doing fine. She's having the time of her life. Let me take a look at this from afar. Yeah, I don't know why I gave her teeth. I'm so. Do I just fill in the lips? Do I? Thinking about it. So it's pretty freaky. I'm not. Chat, black lipstick or not? She's there. She's there. She's ready to party. Okay, black lipstick. I can't believe I gave her teeth. I flew too close to the sun. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't learn my lesson. I thought I could play God, and this is what happened. I'm so sorry. Teeth look fine before he went. It's fine. It's okay. I'll just do a black upper lip. That looks better. That looks salvaged. Okay. There we go. No, she looks like she has buck teeth now. I'm sorry. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Saved. Pog. Saved arts and crafts. Saved. Arts and craft has been saved forever. Okay, much better. There we go. Saved. Fucking saved. Why'd I try putting teeth on her? She is not. No. Just. No. Absolutely not. Saved. Alright. So, I am liking how this design turned out. That's pretty good. Again, the eye is just a stylized. You can do whatever you want. But I really wish I could get in there with the detail. It's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. My hands are sweaty. Hold on. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, I'm liking how it came out. So again, those of you who have ears, remember to keep that in mind. You might want to, see if the design goes over your ears or not. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But otherwise, yeah. So if you do want to go for a real Uzumaki, like verbatim cosplay of the character in question. There's at least one tutorial I found that's really good. It's right there on Google as soon as you search it. I already forgot what Eleanor Does Cosplay is the YouTube. I think that's what it was at the beginning. But then there's plenty of other people who've done cosplay of the spiral lady from Uzumaki. But if you want to do your own optic illusion of something getting sucked into something that is a three-dimensional object, boom, here you go. So that's all you need. Vantage points. Vanishing points are your number one thing. You can even put other vanishing points around here for different points. So like say this is a vanishing point. You could do multiple vortexes, stuff like that. You want to start going crazy with like a checkered pattern design. Actually, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing other designs as well that can lead into the vortex. I like how this came out a lot. I learned my lesson from trial and error. There we go. Then I like the nose better on this one though. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So again, I highly recommend paints, not markers. Might help in the end. But otherwise, I just wanted to do a clean, simple outline of a preview of a base of a design that then can be used in other ways. So if I do buy myself a Halloween mask, it'll be one of the masquerades that is nose to forehead. Do this one. I mean, if I can find a clear one, that'd be really cool. Now I'm thinking of multiple, because I gotta think. I can't do a half mask because the string that'll need to be attached. If I do it around the back of the head, that'll be easier to hide. But oh man, a clear one would look super cool. But I don't know if anyone sells them around here that are clear. They actually sell those like bunny-eared masks. Like I'm seeing those all over the place. The type that make you look like the Huntress from Dead by Daylight, or I guess fucking Luis Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Either way, so you can do the bunny ears, you can do cat ears, you can do any type of ears you want. Do just normal mask, do over elaborate mask. But that's the optical illusion. If you wanna paint a scenic like painting in here to go in there, you want to paint yourself a Bob Ross painting that looks like you're right in there, right by you can do that as long as you have the perspective lines leading where they are. You just need to keep following them. I'm gonna show off another trick. All right, so we're still being creative as hell. All right, next page. Next page. Get the hand high five horse out of here. All right, so here's a really cool. I'm just gonna use the marker right off the bat in order to make it go. There's a really cool optical illusion that you can do that you can actually turn 3D. And I thought about bringing in some paper to do it, to show it to you. I'm gonna do it like this. So what you want to do is draw a very small square and draw a very small square. Okay. And then you want to draw a line between the two, but not quite connecting, and another line not quite connecting. And then you want to draw a line over here. So just bigger squares, except you want the little squares to be closer towards the center line. All right? So draw the square, draw the square, draw the square, draw the square. Okay. Then you want to draw the corners connecting each other. All right? Corners connecting each other. And then you want to connect them like that. So honestly, if you have done a big rectangle, probably would have saved you some time. All right. So, chat. Which square is closer and which square is further away? Is the small square coming towards you or going away from you? Yeah, that's fucking up your vision right there now, isn't it? Trying to focus on it. Is it a pyramid coming up towards you or is it going away? You can actually, if you make like a pyramid out of paper or any other type of three-dimensional material, and you cut off the point in order to make a square like that, you can actually do an optical illusion that is three-dimensional. It's basically like if you were to make a set for a prop, but it's how you get, like, people always say paintings have eyes that follow you. That's an optical illusion as well. This you can do to just fuck with people, and I've seen a lot of installations do this, and it's great. So instead of having the depth going in to show what space is, it comes out towards you, and then when you try to pass by it, the perspective always follows you. And I'm gonna show you a trick right here. So let's say that this space is away from us instead of it being the closest space towards us, because we always want to associate something small as being far away, and something large has to be, towards us. Logical. So this square has to be the border, and that has to be leading into the space. All right. So let's draw. Boop. 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 Shape's going in. Not doing it perfectly, but who gives a shit? Do. So, is this hallway leading in, or is it coming up? Now, since I didn't do these ones, ignore that. So this one works a bit better. So it could be, again, the same way. But if you were to put images on this from that way, just paste them on normally on the side. It'll naturally create the dimension, and this square can be the closest thing towards you, like it's pointing out like a pyramid, but as you go along, it looks like you're looking into the picture. It's a very neat trick. I like this trick a lot, and it's really cool when it's done in sculptures, even though you could, as a sculptor, just like this, I could have carved into the face and done the easy way, because it's always easier to take away from something than it is to leave it as is and to add on to it. Unless you make a mistake and you fucked up. So there's plenty of way you can for sculptors to either do carving or additional. Either way, you mold it into your image, whether cutaway or addition. And you can keep doing that with. I love this type of shit. I really do. Over a bridge and you still and fall down. See, the fun fact, since my eyes are so fucked up for zero depth perception, those spinning rooms don't bother me at all unless it's strobing lights. So I don't deal well with strobing lights. I never, that's why, Phil Fish is a bastard man, and why I could never finish Fez, because it's just like a fucking seizure on roids. But, yeah, the only time that I ever get, optically overwhelmed is when it comes to colors and lights. When it comes to depth and perception, I'm immune. I still love these optical illusions. They still work to me on some level of knowing that there is space, because we are in the third dimension. We're creatures of the third dimension. But by using and transforming the first dimension, this isn't even this is the second dimension. The first dimension is what the lines are. This is the second dimension. Flat. Completely flat. So we can go back into the other dimensions. Alright? I feel as though I can see the fourth dimension. I think I can see time. I'm not entirely sure. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's okay. So this is a really cool trick. I like doing this. This is a good one. And that spinning ballerina silhouette, I love that one. That one's great. But anyways, let's actually do some other designs that we can do using the perspective that we just made off of these mannequins. So I'm gonna stick with the marker, just so it can show up easier on the camera. All right. So actually, I'm gonna do it this way. That way I can get 2 for 1. All right, let's say you do a circle. Whoa! Let's say you do a circle. Whoa! I can't believe it. All right, let's say there's a vantage point here. Let's say there's a vantage point here. All right. Now let's start doing the spiral like this. And as you can see, you get to the edge and you keep drawing through. Pen down on the paper once you get to the edge. There you go. And that's what this one is. Going from the top. I usually like the one that goes from the top. This one, I ended up doing the reverse and it goes to the bottom. That's fine. Either or. All right. Now let's do how I did the last time with those lines. So again, pretty much the line that's right here is going to curve in, and then you follow in with this one. Okay. Do that. Do that. Do that. It's more extreme. The wider out it goes. And then this one's going to be pretty much straight. That's how you do a spider web. And then you can just, let me do over here. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to copy this one, but I'll do the details on this one. Boop. 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 This is actually a really neat trick if you ever do, like, face painting for, like, kids' parties. You'll blow their fucking minds out of the water, and the parents are going to be like, "This witch! Witch!" Alright, so again, this right here is a really good... I'm gonna use this one to do the spider web, because this one's an even better version of vortex versus projectile. That one came out really nice for the thing. So, is it going in, or is it coming out at you? Which one is it, chat? It can go either way. This is either going this way, or it's going that way. I love Optical Illusion so much. That one came out really nice. Alright, I'll do the spider web on the first one. So if you ever want to be Spider-Man, then you would just ignore the spiral that you just did. You would erase that, keep these lines here, and then you just go bonk, 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 bonk. You know, just follow where the lateral, or I should say vertical and lateral lines of the perspective is instead of the spiral. But you've used the spiral for the connecting points. Alright? You're going to be the coolest kid on the block, let me tell you. Spider-Man's definitely your dad. Alright. And you could even do it the other way with the ovals going out in order to be like, which way is the spider web going? So that's another little trick. I like how this one came out. That's a really good vortex. Ooh, is it going down the drain or is it coming right at your face? I like that. So yeah, you can do other shapes. Let me do one other. Okay, let's say that you have yourself a gold star. Your name's Steven Universe. You save the world with your lesbian aliens. All right. So let's put the perspective point right here. Okay. So what you would do is you would draw like, I don't know. Let's say boom, 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 boom. Yeah, boom, boom. So you draw a little tiny star where you want your perspective to go. All right. Then all you have to do is boop. 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 Okay. And it keeps getting bigger. Bigger. Then you follow it like that. Bigger. Then you follow it like that. Boom. Now you would be more precise if you actually drew the lines going in, but you can see how that creates then the depth of like, so what you want to do is line up these. Let me just, there we go. And then that can then make its own depth. So you would also want to line these up in order to get it more, towards that center, but that's how you draw shapes going into each other. You can do it with any shape. And if you drew the star out and more to it, could also be the same instance of, is this the closest part or is the base closest? Same way if you lined them up. I just didn't. I freehanded that. It's fine. Polybus. Nice! Polybus is totally real. You just gotta believe in Polybus, and Polybus will believe in you, man. Alright. So here we go. Once again, this was the one I did off stream. I got carried away. This one is a perfect template for what I'll probably be using for perspectives. Again, you want to make sure that it reads as circles from the front and circles from the side. That means drawing it out first, point by point by point, by looking out front, making sure it lines up, and then 3/4 will always look the best, because it's just 3/4 is just the best direction no matter what. But if you do want to make an identical cosplay of the Uzumaki girl, you can put the vantage point up here and do it like that. It's very hard to... I mean, if I put it up here, I could get away with it from, front and 3-point, but it probably would be a bit harder for it to look like the eyes getting sucked into it. I mean, you could. It's just that you would have to make it all the way up here and pretend this is the eye, and then the eye would have to follow the line going to the back of the skull. It can be done, but it's much more tricky, and it takes up a lot more forehead because of the human face. And depending on how much, of your hairline that you want to cover with the mat or anything else like that, that's when you start running into problems for readability. So it's all about how much area, how much surface area do you have to work with to make this. Starting from the eye is a guarantee, but you can do the Uzumaki girl if you start up here, but then you have to, do all that. It can look like that, but it will probably start to look a little funky from up front, but it still can get done. This is the easier one and the more guaranteed option. This is beginner, this is expert, okay? I really like the idea of the eye being the eye of the storm with it going right into her. But you can do it from the top. You can do it from up here, you can do it from anywhere. As long as the vantage point starts somewhere around the border, then it's gonna work. You just have to contextualize where your starting point is. Because if I flip this up here, it still works. It still works upside down. It works vertically. It still works no matter what. Replica of your own head, and you wouldn't even need it's true. You could just it all floats down here, Georgie. Fucking goddamn Stephen King's cocaine addiction. Ugh. All right, let me just take a sippy real quick. Delicious. What else was I going to talk about for this stream? So I bitched about Michaels and ran it through the filth that it is. I showed off the test version. I showed off the version that I'll probably be following for my own mask. We'll see how that turns out. Oh yeah, underneath I was testing my markers to make sure that they worked. It works on the plastic. Works really well on the plastic. Works great. They did not charge me for 2 of the heads. I got buy one, get one free. I'll take that. Well, I feel like there's something else that Michael's always gonna fucking bitch about, but I shoved it into the recesses of my mind. What else do I want to talk about art related? Oh yeah, and so the only place you're not going to really see the illusion, I mean, it still works from 3/4 down. Frontal, it starts to look, I mean, it still does that. Works great from 3/4 down, side down. Looks good from there. I like that design a lot. It's pretty good. I like it. I'm liking it. So yes, I'm going to be uploading this video onto my YouTube channel before Halloween. In case anyone wants to try this out for their Halloween or for future cosplay conventions or anything like that in the future. What? Oh, I was going to show off my sketches. I'll show off a couple of my sketches. You've earned them. I gotta, take them off camera real quick. Go through. There's nothing saucy in here. Nothing verboten. Nothing that could get me banned or anything. See, I thought about bringing my copy of Uzumaki onto the stream. A, I don't want to get it dirty with my grubby, sweaty hands. And B, there's a couple of pages in there that if they accidentally slipped onto stream, that's a bannable offense. Mainly the hospital section. You know if you know, you know if you know. You know if you fucking know. Alright, I'm going through this. Okay, those are notes just for me about design. Those are logo designs just for my eyes and mine alone. Here's I sketched out Moog when Elden Ring first came out. That was pretty cool. Yep, he's just a jumble. Didn't really understand his perspective. Alright, here's some Bob sketches and some logo designs. So I'm trying to figure out different ways to do AGNB, girl named Bob, in different geometrical styles. So those I can show off. My other logos that aren't related to my specific branding, but things I would like to make into future designs, I'm not going to showcase here. Again, those are mine and mine alone. That's a future sketch for later. So, like, my last, or my drawings in general, I usually only post the sketches when I know I'm going to commit to the idea, versus just posting anything all over the place, because, like, those are mine. I draw more than you think I do, I just don't post it online. I feel like that's something that a lot of artists, especially in this modern day and age of social media and online thing, and, you know, constantly getting up likes and constantly being that constant instant gratification or validation of your skills are worth it, all that kind of stuff. Fuck that. Draw for yourself, you know, draw for your clients if you're in a professional thing, draw to make yourself happy. If your audience, you know, likes your shit, that's a bonus. But do not draw for anyone else but yourself, unless it's client work, in which case be a professional. There's business time, and then there's you time, alright? So not everything needs to be shared. And I feel like that's something I've been noticing about the younger generations, the Zoomers specifically, is they are stylistically, because I grew up, the first time I grew up with MS Paint my whole life in the 90s, but then the thousands came around, and that's when digital Photoshop started coming around, and people finally started to do digital art and all that kind of stuff. The Zoomers were born during the age of smartphones, so they've had this technology since the beginning. It's been their crayons, and they are technically extremely gifted and skilled in the world of art. Just amazing. And that's the good thing, is like, you want the next generation to start off with the tools that you didn't have but you had later in life, and you're like, okay, you can skip this process and go and then further and, you know, further yourself into even, you know, more potential. The thing is about a lot of the Zoomers I've been noticing is, like, their skill is, like, superb, fantastic. But I feel like a lot of young artists, especially teenagers and early 20s, are afraid to really push themselves ideologically, like creative story-wise. They understand shapes, they understand color theory, they understand forms, dimensions, all that stuff. But what is the message that you actually want to tell in your work of art? If you do, like, I feel like a lot of people are very restrained because they don't want to be judged by their peers of being either weird or just, like, different. So it becomes very homogenized. And that's something I've just been noticing about the younger artists, is, like, they're perfectly great at what they do, but it's very hard to tell a lot of them apart from each other, not because they're copying each other's styles, but because it's, like, the same message over and over again. And I hate the fact that social media has made people feel afraid to express their ideas that they have in fiction. Again, it's fiction. It's not reality. It's not, I mean, it can be based on true events. It can be based on your life. And I feel like a lot of people who do, like, life comics or try to recreate what actually happened to them instead of making up a story, like, people think, like, making up a story is somehow lying. No, it's called fiction. Like, I just don't know, man. It's a weird place we're at right now, and I completely blame Twitter for that. Fuck it. Ideology. Birds birds are gonna judge your looks. You better believe birds are judging your looks. They're gonna clock you. Okay, here's some behind the scenes stuff that I've been working on every now and then is Bob. I do draw Bob a lot. Bob's my character. And so Bob, for the most part, I have down her style is where I want it to be, but I'm still testing out mouths and stuff like that. I'm leaning more towards like Family Guy. I will never do Simpsons round teeth. I will die before anyone makes me draw Simpsons mouth. I will not. The only thing that I still haven't done concrete is her side profile because she is round. Odds are I will be making it go into her eye socket and jutting out just a bit more, kind of like 2D from the Gorillas, except taking away the nose of how Jamie Hewitt's style is like from the Gorillas' point of view. So I drew her with the nose, bless me. Otherwise, the mouth closed, I know what that shape is always going to be like, but like expression-wise, how far I want to push it. I might someday make these available as high-res scans once I get it completely down. The only thing I cannot commit to in Bob's designs is what her shoes look like. And I feel like that is a very underestimated value of how many styles you can choose from for just flat sneaker shoes. There's too many styles. Too many. I cannot dedicate myself to a shoe style yet. That's way too much commitment. Alright, here's another one. So I made her Let's Play, or my Let's Play logo, I should say, years and years ago. I'm still toying with it, but I did come to the conclusion, if I'm making art, I can't play video games, and vice versa. This is art's, this is mankind's dilemma. So again, Bob's body and silhouette is completely where I want it to be from all turntables, from side, 3/4, behind. I don't know what I want. Well, the thing is, I know what her feet look like. It's feet. I've drawn her feet before. It's the fucking shoes, man. It's the goddamn shoes. Driving me crazy. I go the Miyazaki way. I totally could. Who's to stop me? Okay, that's a sketch idea. Oh, yep. So here's again the sketch that started off the Junkrat Bob. Fun fact is after I wanted to do that Overwatch piece for a long fucking time, years and years, and I finally made it like what, last year or a year and a half ago. I don't think about it at all. I love how that piece came out. I just don't think about Overwatch at all. It's completely out of my system. I haven't even watched the Overwatch quote-unquote league as it's Overwatch esports as it's been. I'm free. I'm fucking free. And this was my fuck you, I quit letter. I really do like how that image came out, but the thing is, again, Blizzard's a bunch of fucking cowards, and Microsoft by association, by not letting Steam enable the art fucking preview or the art tab in the community page. Absolute fucking cowards. Absolute fucking cowards. I can't believe it. Alright, here's more concept designs. This one was of Bob standing up as Junkrat, so I did that, and then I started drawing the mouths around. More expressive stuff like that. Trying to figure out the vibe. So we got that going on. Alright. Okay, here we go. Here's more mouths of me trying to decide how much squash and stretch I want to do, how exaggerated. Probably going to push it even further. Yeah. Let me just make sure some of these, yeah. Get them in there. Get them in. Still working on the side profile. Because her not having a nose is a hell of a thing. Hell of a thing. Flip-flops, no. I will not negotiate with terrorists. Yeah, okay, that's a sketch idea. Sketch idea. I think I have a few more Bobs in here. Sketch idea. Concept ideas. Yeah, that's all the bobs that I have to show off. Otherwise, let me go back to the first. Here we go. There we go. So again, I want to do like those downward Uzumaki, Junji Ito-esque like lines on the eyes. There we go. That's what I wanted to do on the mannequins, but I wasn't able to do that. Couldn't get the detail for the deep, sad, melancholy eyes that I'm known for as my style and my. I've been doing that my whole life. Thank you very much. But yeah. So otherwise, let me see what else I want to talk about. Let me put these bad boys on display. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Boom. Boom. So, test 1 was fine until I completely went bananas. Test 2 came out great. Yeah, that's how I wanted it to be. And again, once you have these as consider these your sketches, the circles. And then, whatever details, what other shapes, what other, things you want to put in there, just keep following the contours of the laid out lines and the motion, and you will be good to go. I'm so excited for the Uzumaki anime. I really am. Super duper excited. I've been waiting 4 years for that. I refuse to negotiate with terrorists with Netflix on that anime. Dude, Hulu, I just got the notification. Hulu's gonna be $20 a month for non-ads. What the fuck? Disney. And Disney's making another streaming service just for Star Wars and Marvel. And it's like, holy shit, man. They're just keep shooting themselves in the foot. How? How is it possible to have that much money that you could just be a failure? But those are discussions for other streams. Oh God, I have so much to scream about current events and upcoming streams. Oh, I kept it all out of here. This is timeless. Don't worry about it. It's just that this happens to be September 16th, 2024. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to think of anything else that I want to say relating to an art stream. Do you have trouble catching things? What? The hell are you talking about? Do I have trouble catching things? Oh, do you mean because of my lack of depth perception? Funnily enough, usually not. I'm actually really good at catching things, like with hand motors. My hands can act on themselves. However, I've said this before. I did play Little League as a child. I was one of the few girls on the Little League teams for the city. And one day a pop-up came out of nowhere. And I'm like, wow, that one's mine. Then all of a sudden I'm on the ground with a bloody nose. Pop-up just took me right out. I thought I did not judge the distance at all on that ball. It was like this big and then bam on the ground. And I was just angry. I was like a 10-year-old just spitting out blood like behind the dugout. I refused to leave the game, but I wouldn't play. I was a little bastard that whole fucking game. That was just a warm-up pop-up too. That wasn't even like in the game. Like I made the fucking the ultimate catch to win the game. No, I was not having a good time. When I'm driving and I'm about to do turnoffs off of long stretches of highway and I'm like at a light, I will not turn left or right. Well, specifically left until I know I have the right of way on the turn. Like there's no one coming at me. Because I cannot judge, like, say, a car that's on the horizon, whether it's, like, 100 feet away from me or, like, 5 feet away from me. That's how flat my perspective is. That was one thing that my life drawing teacher during college, rest in peace, fucking UArts, you crazy bastards. To be fair, that school never did offer business classes, so it's not a wonder that they didn't know how to manage $80 million, and that just went goodbye. That just went toodles. Don't worry about it. Oh shit, my preview fucking... Firefox froze because I was trying to press F. Damn it. Firefox, come on. Pinwheel, go away. It's still there. Hold on. Ugh. I need to press F to emphasize the story. Allow me to press F, Twitch. Allow me. Allow me to interact with your interface because you had to make Twitch TikTok UI integrated. Why? Why, God? Why? Why? Why have you forsaken me? I really like that design a lot. I would like to get tighter swirls in there. That would be really fun. Okay, is it allowing me to press F yet? Nope. Oh. Okay, there's F. Boom. F's in chat? I could walk over to the beast and do it, but no, I'm doing it through there. Okay, it says it went through on my thing, but I'm not seeing it on the preview. There's the F, yay! Okay. Hold on. Loading. Loading. And buffer. Buffer? Buffer. 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 Fucking buffer. So help me God, Jeff Bezos. So help me God. All in one unbroken fluid motion. Because again, my hands have so much natural muscle memory to them, is I feel like I understand my surroundings, like my area, like this. I can feel it better than I can see it. I'm just Daredevil, okay? IRL. I'm Ben Affleck, alright? Don't worry about it. Okay, let me refresh all of the dashboard. I don't think it's gonna load for me anymore. I think the potato's very angry right now. Hold on. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. Oh, I'm getting so congested. It is way too hot. Oh, I kind of did a thing. All right. Well, I know the stream's still going, so I'll wait for this. But anyways, my live drawing teacher, I would get forms, fantastic. I'd get the proportions, the form, but he would always say my figures look flat. And it's like, I don't know what the third dimension looks like. I have terrible eyesight. He's like, oh yeah, so just go into graphics. And it's like, yeah, I'm a great sculptor. I'm a sculptor before anything else. Again, I love stop motion puppetry more than any other form of animation, just because it's easier for me. I can just understand things in motion if I can control it with my hands. And so I've always been a sculptor, which means I do have control over the third dimension. All right, only if it's within these hands. Drawing, completely different. My art always ends up being flat and graphic on purpose because I play to my strengths. I can't paint depth. I was terrible at color theory in order to get volume. Not about that shit. I can't see it. So it's like I'm trying to mimic what other people say is right, and it's like I just can't see like that. So again, I do well with graphics. Graphics are pretty good. And by graphics, I don't just mean like graphic design or motion graphics, but bold designs that rely on matting, color shape, silhouette. I love doing silhouettes. As you saw by that sweet ass horse and hand silhouette I did earlier. You're welcome for that. So that's why I've shown off before when I do digital art, whether it's, my inking techniques, my matting techniques, my, volume techniques. I always sculpt the shapes or lines in question by either adding or removing with either the brush or the erase tool, and make it what I envision by sculpting it instead of trying to just draw it. I consider the entire shape my canvas to, or my materials to sculpt as I see fit. Twitch, would you like to load the fucking dashboard for me, bruh? Come on. Come on, Windows 7. I believe in you. So yeah, my figure drawing teacher was called out. I was like, yeah, you don't know what the third dimension is. Like, nope, I'm just passing through. I know time really well. I can. That's why I'm so good at stop motion animations. I can predict, or I can see the motion in my head as it should be posed. There's a lot of things that I have trouble translating from inherent instinct and like just complete and total body memory, muscle memory into verbal language. My actions are its own form of language. I'll put it that way. That's the best way I can describe it. Not everything needs to be translated into a language that can be spoken through words. Language is also body language, past, present, future, what's to come, what you see, what you sense. That's why I'm going to go on a little tangent. I think I've done this before. It's like people who say they want to talk to animals. The animals are already communicating with you. They don't need to speak human language. They already let you know when they're hungry, when they want to go outside, when they want pets, when they want to be left alone, when they want to bite you. Animals are communicating with you. They don't need to develop the verbal cortex of our brains in order to speak with us. It's just like, are you going to pay attention to the creature's demands? Are you going to listen to people who don't have the same verbal skills as you and understand that they are trying to communicate? There's so many ways of communication. I fucking love Noam Chomsky. That crazy son of a bitch is just great. And like him calling out the whole like pseudoscience of trying to teach gorillas, sign language and shit like that. It's like, no. They can mimic what will get them food and treats, but they are not writing fucking poems because they don't know what poetry or sentence structure is. They just want to communicate and have you listen to them and not be put into a cage where you neglect them for scientific reasons. That's a completely different tangent. All right, I'm getting to the point where I'm just gonna start going off the deep end. Let's keep it to here. Anyways, yes, sometimes I do have problems. Judging the distance and speed of things coming right at my face, but otherwise I do pretty good. I got 35 years almost of experience of dealing with the third dimension. Another thing that I do, like, sometimes, like, in the dark, or I just close my eyes, just memorizing where everything is and dealing with that works for me too. Sometimes, closing my eyes and not looking at something actually helps me so that my eyes don't confuse my brain and then my body just works instinctively. I actually do that quite a lot. It's not like trying to be blind simulator, it's just letting your muscle memory take over in certain situations. Like, I can navigate the shower really well with my eyes closed. So I never get, like, shampoo or soap in my eyes. I pretty much do take showers, like, with my eyes closed the entire time. That I do a lot. Twitch, would you like to fucking load this fucking preview? Oh, hold on. I need to do what I did earlier at the beginning of the stream. Twitch is just getting angry at me. It's just getting belligerent. It's getting angry. Oh god, all of Firefox. Oh god, everything's angry. I think Firefox might have crashed. I don't know. Oh, nope. It's a hot mess. Alright, let me okay. It is now 3:19 in the morning, and I think the Twitch dashboard does not want to work anymore for me. Because right now, I don't have the potato on this table like I usually do. Again, just like with my Halloween pumpkin setup from last stream, I got the side table with the microphone, and then the cameras attached through that with the armature, and then the laptops on the couch. And it's on where I keep the Mac, which is not ventilated for the fans, and I think it's just getting angry and overheated, and it wants to die. So, I think I've gotten done what I wanted to in this stream. Also, if you want to put a wig on your mannequin and do all that kind of stuff. But this is going to be a template for a future mask that I would like to design and wear. And now, granted, I wouldn't need to draw the eyes, because those would just be holes. I would draw around the eye sockets and all that, and paint over that, and do that. We shall see. I'm getting spicy. I'm cooking, chat. I'm cooking. I'm going to Idea Town, USA. Imagination. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to make a little video showcasing optical illusions that you can do on three-dimensional surfaces where it looks like it's going into the object, or even protruding out of the object, from different points of view. I think I've achieved that goal. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. This was a lot of fun. This is not the Halloween episode. Halloween episode will most likely be Nightmare Cart. Finally, I get to play. And other thing, I am in the spooky season. Thank you very much. I am going full force spooky season. All right, I will not be stopped until the very last day of October, and then that might last a few more days. We'll see. Maybe wait till you know, what is it? Day of the Dead. Might wait till Day of the Dead, and then finally, you know, move on to, I don't know, Christmas season? Yeah? I couldn't well, no. I absolutely expected to find a, Christmas aisle in the Michaels in, you know, September. I just didn't want to believe with my own eyes. That's when I closed my eyes and walked around the store and I found what I needed. Alright, so anyways, thanks for watching. Had a lot of fun. If you guys want to try this out, you know, go for it. I hope we all grew and learned something as a society during the stream. You know, it's, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, and again, if you want to do it on this side of the face, you just mirror it over there. You just do it everything but on the opposite side. Just do it on the opposite. You can also do it on different parts of your face, or different illusions on your body, all that kind of stuff. Actually, I use perspective a lot for, if I, back in the day, I used to do sidewalk art contests a lot. Funnily enough, I can't paint, but again, with chalks and pastels, I can shape the colors how I see fit. And I would do optical illusions a lot, like, you know, oh, it's a pit, you know, that kind of stuff. I love optical illusions so much. They're so much fun. But anyways, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys are successful in any type of creative endeavor you would like to do in the future based off of these, or just in general. Have fun, guys. I hope we all had fun. I had fun. This was great. So, I'm going to end the stream now. I think I pretty much got across what I needed to. I'm going to stick more towards this design, but that one's, I like that. I like how that came out. I'm going to buy a couple masks and test out different styles. I'm just going to go crazy. I'm just going to go nuts with this. So much fun. So, remember, there's no mistakes. There's just happy little trees, alright? Just happy little trees. Just keep making happy little trees. And so, again, it is now 3:23. Stretchies. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you had fun. I keep repeating this over and over again. I'm just going on a loop. I'm going into a spiral, if you would. Uzumaki. I cannot wait. I can't wait, guys. I can't freaking wait. So, this is one of the creative streams that I've been wanting to do. Finally got that done. There will be more creative streams now that the death heat wave has finally been lifted from this land, this cursed land. So expect more in the very near future. Until next time, thanks for watching. No, I'm screwing up my outro. Okay, so until next time, stick around, stay tuned. Okay, so thanks for watching, and until next time, stick around, stay tuned. Nailed it, flawless. Flawless. Did it. I did it. Okay. Okay. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.